At the last town meeting, we established a small but important revenue stream, and that was based on the incremental 0.75% meals tax that the state allowed towns to charge. Now, there was an article in the Globe today about this. I don't know if you had a chance to see it. It's been controversial in a lot of towns. And in fact, I think about 1/5 of communities in the town, in the state, have actually implemented this. But I haven't seen anybody actually take the same path that Dedham has taken. All the towns that were mentioned in the article today were using the revenues from this tax to offset declines in state aid. But we're not using it that way. We're using it to invest back in the town in capital, in buildings. And that's the intent. It's not for operating expenses. It's not for labor. It's to invest in, let's face it, buildings that have been neglected or overlooked for 35 years. There was a stretch, as everybody knows, from the mid-60s to the late 90s where the town really didn't spend money on buildings, and now we're in that position where we're playing catch-up. The middle school was a reason why we replaced the middle school because people weren't paying attention back then. We were replacing the AV school because it was neglected for so long. It should have been replaced 20 years ago. But the idea of this revenue stream is to help make it easier for the town down the road to put up new buildings without having to go back to taxpayers to ask for the overrides. We also spend a lot of time improving communication with other boards. I know the Concom, Parks and Rec, School Committee, Planning Board. We spend a lot of time trying to make sure we get that right. And most importantly, we respond quite a bit to emails and phone calls from residents. All of us on the board are instantly accessible, simultaneously, if you use that website, that email address, which is freshideas@dedham-ma.gov. We get them within seconds. And you get a response back from one or two of us, usually within a couple of hours. We take a lot of pride in that level of responsiveness. Now, coming up over the next couple of years, there's more improvements. Very excited about what I already mentioned, the AV school and the high school, but Colburn Street along Mother Brook is up for complete reconstruction this summer. That'll be a big boost for that part of a very historic district. Carmen Delaiocono and I have been working on a revised roads policy. Sarah McDonald and I have been working on traffic calming. And I think besides roads, one of the most frequent phone calls we get is about traffic. So we've been working with David Field and Joe Flanagan and Bill Keegan, and I think probably within the next year we should have a real good menu of options that people can choose from to reduce speed of traffic and make it safer for everybody. When we leave AV school in a couple of years, we have to decide what to do with the old AV school. So we have a committee that will be formed in April or May to take a look at that. And finally, something I'm very interested in is strategic planning. We did it in the schools. The schools have been doing it now for 7 or 8 years. It's a very effective approach to running the organization. We'd like to develop them for our public safety departments. Everybody here has been around for a while. Has the town been through a few changes? Right, from Newbridge on one side of town to Legacy on the other side of town. It's a very different town. So we thought, and there's actually money that we're requesting for next year to help us look at and bring in an independent third party to help us put together a new plan, a new vision for the future of the police and fire departments. So it's pretty important that we have carefully thought about what we need to keep the public safe, both in terms of police and in terms of fire. That's going to take a couple of years to do that, but we want to start it now. So it's hard to believe that 3 years have gone by so quickly. I don't think for my family it's gone by that quickly. I think they've sacrificed a lot. I certainly appreciate it. And Cecilia and Paul and Edward and Matt, I guess as much contributing to the town as I am, just that they have to pick up the slack when I'm not around to take care of things. So thank you. I've enjoyed it. It's a terrific board to work with. There's a lot of good ideas floating around out there. We can't implement all the good ideas that we have, so we have to select the ones that we think are going to have the most impact. Sarah's been a great vice chairman. Thank you, Sarah. Very good communication skills. Really has a lot of connections to help get answers quickly. And working with Carmen and Jim and Paul Reynolds has been, I'll tell you, it's been very rewarding. And I don't know how the town administrator's office actually keeps up with us, because we are always peppering them with so much, and they do a terrific job being very responsive to our demands. So I'm looking to do it again. I've had a great time. I would appreciate it if on April 10th you consider me for one of your 2 votes. Thank you very much.
I'm supporting Michael as a proud member of my family who I've looked up to